Good morning, and thank you for tuning in to today's episode of Nadya's Identity Files. Today's episode will draw attention to the adult entertainment industry and sex workers. Even in 2016, people who have worked as strippers in the adult entertainment industry, as webcam models, and in prostitution face unnecessary stigma and are harshly stereotyped. Of course, it's no secret that those who do the stereotyping and the judgment themselves might have a few secrets of their own to hide, or they just lack the education and awareness necessary to debunk the stigmas that are still so prevalent in society today. So rather than sweep those insecurities under the rug, or rather than sweep their identities as adult entertainers under the rug, my guests today embrace their backgrounds wholeheartedly. First, I will have Antonia Crane, who is a writer and professor in Los Angeles. She is the author of Memoir Spent, based upon her years as a stripper and her personal relationship struggles. She has written for the New York Times, The Atlantic, Quartz, The Toast, Playboy, Medium, and a ton of other outlets. Basically, she is my hero. I absolutely love the Memoir Spent. It was quite life-changing for me when I read it a couple of years ago, and I was going through some of my own personal struggles and relationship issues. And then thereafter, I will have Christopher Zyshek, also known by his professional name, Danny Wild, who will be coming on. He is a writer, musician, filmmaker, and spent 8 years working in the adult entertainment industry. He is a contributor to the feminist porn book, Best Sex Writing Industry, and has been a contributor to a number of online publications, including Medium and Nerve. He's written 2 novels, most recently, The Wolves That Live in Skin and Space, which is absolutely wonderful, and I recommend everybody checking it out. He has appeared alongside Lindsay Lohan and James Dean in The Canyons, directed by Paul Schrader and written by the famous and cult classic favorite, Bret Easton Ellis. So I'm a little overwhelmed. Today is obviously very special. I have 2 very, very special people on with me today to explore the complicated issues that surround working in and out of an industry that is very misunderstood and all too often stigmatized. But before our interviews, we of course must do our identity news. Now, the week before last, many of us made the incorrect assumption that our friend Hillary Clinton would become the president-elect and first woman president next year. Well, as our new friend Donald Trump would say, wrong. In spite of winning the popular vote, Donald Trump made a splash with the swing states. And now all hangs in the balance of the Electoral College. Could there be a chance that Trump could keep or rather lose his now reigning title of president-elect? Well, I certainly think that is possible, but unlikely. In any event, a lot of us are now fearful about our future for equal rights, particularly equal rights for Muslims, for LGBTQI people, and for women, and also for people of Jewish descent. Just in the past couple of days, there has been an upsurge of anti-Semitism being disseminated in his name. So the future of diversity really does seem a little bleak when we take stock of Trump's all-white and all-male administration appointees. But I would like to remind everybody, however, that our beautiful differences are what make us American. They are what makes the United States so special. The country was founded by immigrants and should then support immigrant rights and diversity in every way possible, right? I think so. And obviously, I don't know who has seen the Hamilton situation that happened last Friday night, but actor Brandon Victor Dixon of Hamilton had a few special things to say to Vice President-elect Mike Pence in New York City last week. He basically let him know that, we are a country of diversity and pleading with him to please do what he can to disseminate messages of love and embrace who we are as Americans. Well, also not very much of a secret, Donald Trump right after went on a tweet tirade basically saying that Hamilton is terrible, and the actor is overrated, and this and that and the other, and trying to shut down what was actually just a plea for love and acceptance, and not in any way a direct insult to Vice President Mike Pence. And quite honestly, we are living in it's very frightening to me that someone who is going to be our president-elect is trying to shut down freedom of speech and opinions that are more than valid in the very contentious time that we're in right now. Well, apparently Mike Pence himself wasn't particularly upset by these comments. At least that's what came to light later. He said that he understood and he understands. But, of course, President-elect Trump continued onward and outward with his tweet tirade. And as far as I know, he's probably tweeting right now from his from the heights of the tower in New York. So only time will tell what's going to come out of that. So in any event, also on the note of diversity, this month is Transgender Awareness Month, and last week was Transgender Awareness Week. Now, it's no secret, again, going back to what we were just talking about, that people who are non-gender conforming and people who identify as transgender are all too often also stigmatized and face a lot of victimization, and they are stereotyped and attacked unnecessarily. So this day, on November 20th specifically, was a day marked to remember those who identify as transgender or non-gender conforming, and remembering those who unfortunately passed away because of these horrific hate crimes. And I encourage you to check out as many resources as you can to educate yourself about non-gender conforming people and transgender identifying people. Especially a great resource is the GLAAD website. That's GLAAD. And there you can find information about how to support transgender and non-gender conforming people. And just so you're aware, which I'm sure that people tuning in right now are, adults are not the only victims to hate and discrimination. And youth, too, are unnecessarily subjected to violence, bullying, and prejudice. So now is a perfect time to get on board, I would say, with the It Gets Better project, another terrific platform aimed to debunk stereotypes and promote diversity and healing among transgender identifying people, and especially to support LGBTQI bullied youth. So that's It Gets Better project, and it's www.itgetsbetter.org. Now, after a quick commercial break, we will be coming right back with Antonia Crane. Thereafter, I will have Chris Zeischeg, also known as Danny Wild, and then thereafter that, all of us will reconvene together for the on-air social media consult.